Hello and welcome. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is the 2022 Australian Grand Prix. We're 10 minutes away from the start of the race and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this one. We have got a Red Bull Ferrari again for a third time in a row, and I think it's going to be 23 times in a row we're going to get that battle. It's going to rage on all season long. Charles Leclerc put it on pole yesterday. Two Red Bulls right behind him. Carlos Sainz only P9. So Sainz will be looking for a strong race to come through the pack from ninth. Yes, then Matty Parker. And yes, Chris Poundcoin. Well indeed, lads. Sound like I've got a mad echo. Have I got a mad echo? Or are we alright? Sound like I got echo. Echo D lid. Yeah, let me know if I've got an echo. It sounds like that, but maybe I'm alright. But yeah, other big stories from yesterday. Alonso should have been up there, but crashed in the final part of qualifying. No echo. Oh, bang on then. Fernando Alonso went faster than anybody in the middle sector. Like, that Alpine was looking rapid. Ended up crashing in the final part of qualifying, so he'll start 10th. But he could have been like in the top 3, Alonso. So that was a huge missed opportunity. Can he come through the pack? Let me just have a look where Thingamabob's starting. Let me have a look. So Ocon 8th, Alonso 10th in the Alpines. They could have done better than that. I feel like Alpine nearly had Alonso could have had pole position nearly. That's how rapid they were. Big up to Lando Norris putting it P4 on the grid. I never would have backed that. Never in a million years. Especially coming off the back of Bahrain. Saudi Arabia, McLaren were nowhere, especially Bahrain. McLaren were like 16th and 18th or something like that. They were pretty much the slowest team. Then a couple of weeks ago in Saudi Arabia, Norris picked up a handful of points with a P7. It's like, right, all right, maybe McLaren aren't that bad. Maybe McLaren are decent. P4 and P7 on the grid. Daniel Ricciardo, his home race, 7th on the grid. I think he'll take that. You know, I was saying yesterday he'd be happy with 10th. You know, not now. Not starting 7th. He'd be if he can keep 7th. You know, that's a good race. But he might be looking to progress. You know what I mean? I mean, who's ahead of him? He's got the 2 Mercedes now. What's their race pace going to be like? How far off the pace are Mercedes going to be? Are they going to be quarter of a second off the pace? Is it going to be a second off the pace? They're going to be left for dead. But I think, one of the 2 main things is obviously Leclerc versus the 2 Red Bulls. And then obviously how high up can Carlos Sainz come from 9th? Because it just all went wrong for Carlos Sainz yesterday. Obviously had the pace to be on the front row at least, the pace to be on pole, but just got caught out with the red flag and bits and bobs, and he just never got chance to hook that perfect lap up and be up there with Charles. So he'll be coming through from 9th, and Leclerc obviously Leclerc and Verstappen both going for the second win of the season. But I feel like it's going to be Leclerc against Verstappen for the whole year, and I'm up for that. I am up for that. Now, if other drivers can get in the mix, even better. If we can have Perez winning races in a championship fight, fantastic. If we can have Carlos Sainz winning races, putting himself into a championship fight, brilliant. But have they got the consistency? I don't know. Have they? Could you see Could you see Sainz banging off a few race wins in a row? I don't know. Could you see Perez banging out a few race wins in a row? I don't know. But Verstappen for sure. Leclerc for sure. Anyway, we've got headphones on now for the tune. Tune time. Hype time. Hype time, D leads. Why have I got that knotted up with that? Fucking what? Oh, there we go. We're right, my lead. Oh, 5 minutes out now. 5 minutes out from the start of the race. This when shit gets real. This is when it gets real, man. It's show time, Jordan. Yes, Jordan lad. I just had a look. You're on a resurrection team, you two. Still going, lad. I've seen it, but I couldn't jump in because, mate, straight out of bed, straight on this one. But I seen you're on a resurrection thing. Here we go. For round 3. Oh, mate, we have not had an Australian Grand Prix for 3 years, mate. And this is one of my favourite circuits. This is like seeing your family again after 3 years, you know what I mean? This is like back home. We're back home. We're back in Melbourne. We're back. It's a beautiful circuit, beautiful. You know, the atmosphere, the setting, the circuit. This always used to be round 1 as well, so it always had that extra pizzazz of like a brand new season. Still round 3, so it's still early on, early doors. It's well up for it. They're just going through the circuit changes now. They've totally got rid of the turn, I think it's turn 7 and 8 chicane. Totally deleted that, just made that raw straight right from turn 6. Then you got the fast left, right, all the way down to turn 11 is just completely flat out. This circuit's rapid now. Rapid. Here is the starting grid. So, Alexander Albon at the back in P20. Lance Stroll 19th. Latifi P18 for Williams. Vettel P17. Look at that. 19th and 17th for Aston Martin. Horrendous. Shame about Kevin Magnussen down in 16th. Schumacher P15, Zhou Guanyu 14th, Tsunoda 13th, Bottas 12th, Pierre Gasly 11th. Now we're into the top 10. Alonso could have been on the front row, starts 10th. Carlos Sainz should be on the front row, starts 9th. Esteban Ocon P8. Daniel Ricciardo at his home Grand Prix in 7th, he'll take that. Now the two Mercedes, P6, P5, can they make any progression from there? Are they going to fall back into the clutches of Sainz and Alonso behind? You've got Lando Norris P4, Perez P3, Verstappen and Charles Leclerc on the front row. So get in, because they're going to be on the front row at near enough every single race this season. And turn 1 is going to be a shiesty. Oh, ready for this one. We're ready for this one. I've got it on Sky Sports on my phone so I can hit it live. Yeah. You're still doing a still watching UFC, so I reply, yeah. No worries, mate. No worries, D-led. You're on a UFC thing. The Korean Ghost or something. Korean Zombie, is it? Something like that. Respect, lad. Right, here we go. Oh, Ferrari's first Melbourne pole since 2007. Did you see that stat? First pole in Melbourne for Ferrari since 2007. And incidentally, what they didn't mention is that that's the last time Ferrari's won a championship as well. 2007 is the last time Ferrari won the championship, with Kimi Raikkonen winning it by 1 point over Lewis Hamilton, and Hamilton was in his rookie year, and Hamilton's rookie year missed out on the championship by 1 point to Kimi Raikkonen, then won it the following year. So what a surge onto the scene Lewis Hamilton had about 15 years ago. But big year for Ferrari. This is like, I remember him challenging for titles in 2010, 2012 with Alonso, but rarely since then. I mean, you could argue that they could have had a chance in 19 or 15, but mate, this is the best Ferrari I've seen for 15 years. I'll tell you that now. This is the best Ferrari this is the best Ferrari for 15 years. That is a fact. You know, they can go out and get a 1-2. I mean, it'd be some feat to do it today, but in general, like, they can go out and get a 1-2. Like, how long has it been since Ferrari had that kind of a car? 07. Oh, formation lap then. We are almost ready for round 3. So Leclerc won the first race after a battle with Max Verstappen, and Verstappen breaking down in the closing stages. Then Verstappen hits back. They fight again in the last 8 laps of Saudi Arabia. Verstappen comes out on top. And look at this. So we're seeing a replay of him working on Verstappen's car on the grid. So did he have a problem, or Red Bull definitely changing something on the front of Verstappen's car with minutes to go to the race? Then that's a replay of a few minutes ago. But they are just on the formation lap now, ready to line up on the grid. Oh, for the start round 3. I cannot wait for this. Let's see how this track, will it aid overtaking, deleting the chicane at turn 7 and 8? Will that aid overtaking into turn 11? Probably. There's 4 DRS zones. Will that make overtaking too easy and therefore a bit null? Let's hope not. Let's hope the DRS isn't too powerful. Gives people a chance, but it's not like a guaranteed pass when you get DRS, because then that sort of kills the vibe a bit. But here we go then. Still shocked even to see it now. Lando Norris in 4th place on the grid, man. That is a big surprise for me anyway. Yes, lad. What have they done to Verstappen's car? A rapid that last minute change, innit? I don't know what they've done, lad. I don't know whether they changed and tweaked the suspension a little bit, or the dampers, or the ride height slightly. I don't know, but it's just a little tweak in it, I think. I don't think it's a problem. It's a little tweak. But here we go then, lining up on the grid. Oh, mate. Yes, the motorsport Mandy Leighton. Yes, I am the motorsport madman. This is the Australian Grand Prix. First time in 3 years we've been at Melbourne. So buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Oh, they're lining up. Here we go then. Oh, Leclerc versus Verstappen part 3. Leclerc versus Verstappen part 3. All last year we had Verstappen against Hamilton. This year, Verstappen against Leclerc. Green flag then. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're underway for the 2022 Australian Grand Prix. Looks like a good start for Charles Leclerc, actually. He's already covered off. And here comes George Russell down the inside of Lando Norris. It's a good start for the Mercedes. Hamilton up into 3rd. And Russell up into 5th. It's a great start for the Mercedes pair then. So it's still Charles Leclerc from Max Verstappen. Hamilton up into 3rd. Ahead of Sergio Perez in 4th. Perez tries to fight it back into turn 3. But Hamilton's got it covered. What a start from Lewis Hamilton. George Russell. So Norris has been shuffled down. Then George Russell up into 5th. I think the McLarens are 6th and 7th now after that start. So Norris has lost 2 positions at the beginning. Then followed by the 2 Alpines and the Alpha Tauri of Pierre Gasly. What a start from Lewis Hamilton from 5th to 3rd. Get in. Can he hold on to it now? Against Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez is going to be rapid. Where's Carlos Sainz? Is it Carlos Sainz down to 13th? I'm just seeing on the old leaderboard. So what has happened to Sainz? He's had a shocking of a start. And the thing is, Sainz has got the most positions to make up. Look, he's all the way there back at the back fighting Yuki Tsunoda here. So Sainz against Tsunoda for P12 here as they come almost 3 wide with Mick Schumacher into turn 11. Oh, Sainz is struggling. I'll tell you what, Mick Schumacher overtakes Carlos Sainz. Sainz down to 14th. What is going on? What is this? What is this? So after the after a mad first lap. It is Leclerc from Verstappen, Hamilton up to third, Perez fourth, Russell fifth, two McLarens and Norris and Ricciardo sixth and seventh, Ocon down to P8 then, Pierre Gasly ninth, and Fernando Alonso stays 10th then, started 10th, stays 10th, Tsunoda 11th, Bottas 12th, Mick Schumacher up to P13 then, ahead of Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari, who's gone backwards at the start. He was the one that needed to go from 9th to 6th at the beginning, bang, making up places straight away. He's trotted back, he's in 14th, he's had an absolute nightmare. He's got a long afternoon on his hands now, Carlos Sainz, from 14th, Zhou Guanyu in P15, and then the guys at the back haven't changed positions at all, so 16th still Magnussen, 17th Vettel, 18th Latifi, 19th Lance Stroll, and last but not least Alexander Albon in the Williams. But we're looking at... Oh, Sainz has spun! Absolute nightmare! And he's beached it! He's out! Carlos Sainz is out of the Australian Grand Prix. They're going to throw a safety car, and that is the end of Carlos Sainz's Grand Prix weekend. Oh my God, he has beached it in the gravel on lap 2 in 14th place in the fastest car on the grid. Ooh, that stings. That stings for Carlos Sainz, man. That stings. He knows he's got a car that's ready to fight for the championship, that's ready to fight for a win every single weekend. You can't qualify 9th, drop to 14th, and then bin it in the gravel in the space of 2 laps. Are you mad? Oh, he's got a little touch. He's got a little touch from a Haas. Skids right across the circuit. Oh, he's lucky to not have any contact there. Oh, you see? Oh, I tell you what, he's lucky not... He is lucky that no one's collected him there. And Zhou Guanyu had to dip, dodge and dive out of the way there. As Carlos Sainz just comes skidding right in front of him. Yo, that could have been a bad crash, that. He was pretty lucky, that. He was pretty lucky in the end, that. Hamilton getting to grips with the car. Oh, he just might be, lad. He just might be. Sainz nightmare. Yes, Chris, that is a Sainz nightmare. Like, what the hell has gone wrong for him this weekend? He's had a shocker. Yeah, it is a shame. It is a shame, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Wow, what a dramatic first couple of laps then. Right, we're going to see a replay of the race start then. Oh, it was a good start from Leclerc from pole position. And look at the Mercedes coming through on the inside then. I think that's George Russell. Oh, and Hamilton just outbrakes Perez, mate. Hamilton just outbrakes Perez into turn 1. And George Russell basically outbrakes Lando Norris. Look at this on board from Lewis Hamilton then, the race start. Oh, rapid. Already up into 4th for Hamilton. And then he just outbrakes me. Oh, Lewis had a beautiful start there from 5th to 1st straight away. On board with Lando Norris then for a replay of the start with Lando. It's not bad. But you just see Lewis come like, the 2 Mercedes. Right, so Lando Norris is mugged by Hamilton on his left-hand side, George Russell on his right-hand side. He's sandwiched in turn 1, has to back out of it. The 2 Mercedes just come through like 2 rockets. Now we're seeing the start on board with Carlos Sainz, mate. Absolute shocker. He's trapped in the middle. Ooh, gets pinched in turn 1 there. Carlos Sainz, and mate, what a nightmare. So there's no contact. Oh, I tell you what, he's lucky to not. As he's gone right across the. It'll be turn 9 and 10 with rapid chicane. He's gone right across the grass at like 180 mile an hour and skidded backwards right across the circuit on the other side into oncoming traffic and got away with it and no one's hit him. And that's pure luck, that. Pure sheer dumb luck. He's not had a huge incident there and he's just slid into the gravel and beached it. Thank God it's not more dramatic than that, jeez. Leclerc will come true. We will see what happens with Leclerc and Verstappen. But with Hamilton P3, the top two might just dust off now, you know what I mean? Because if Hamilton holds up... let me just put that there. If Hamilton holds up Perez like mad, if Perez can't get past, mate, the top two could just check out of the front. But you know, it's crucial for Perez to pass Lewis ASAP when this race gets back underway. So we're seeing some guys dive into the pit lane, then Lance Stroll in for a set of the hard tyres. Maybe they'll be trying to go to the end on there. Can you do 53 laps on a hard tyre? Well, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say that you could do 52 laps on the single set of hard tyres, but it's happened before. But the thing is, Pirelli bought the softest 3 tyres to this race, so even the hard tyre is not even a hard tyre. You know what I mean? At other events, like for example, the hard tyre from this race might be the soft tyre at other races. Like they've gone for I think this is like a C5, a C4, and a C3. Yeah, so like, is it going to last? My point is it going to last 52 laps for Lance Stroll? Is it going to make it a one-stop race? Doubtful. But yeah, we're just under safety car while we just see Sainz getting on a moped. He's getting a lift back to the pits. They're just removing Sainz's Ferrari now. And I guess we'll get back underway in a couple of laps. Sooner the better for me, my lead. So Leclerc held on to the lead from the start. Verstappen stayed in P2. Hamilton up to third. Perez down to fourth. Russell up to fifth. Yeah, it was a great start from the Mercedes. McLaren sixth and seventh. Oh, Alonso's on the hard tyre. I don't even know who's done the pit stop. Right, this is a start on board with Sergio Perez then. Let's have a look at his start. Right, so he thinks about going around the outside of Verstappen, has to back out of it, and Lewis just goes boom. In turn one, Sergio Perez thinks about going side by side with Verstappen. Verstappen just covers him off. He has to back out, and that gives Lewis the free ticket to come down the inside. Perez down to fourth then, and the safety car is in this lap, so we will get back underway pretty soon, so get in. Look at this visor cam on Fernando Alonso. He's just checking mirror signal manoeuvre for him. Yeah, that's crazy, that. Safety car ending. I'm trying to sort out that wire so it doesn't bang on the ting. Safety car in this lap. You know how Max Verstappen is on restarts. Ooh, he's on a side by side thing, but I think they're just saying that he's been told off for doing that now, because he used to virtually go side by side. You're not allowed to do that, my lad. Oh, don't. That is a Verstappen rule. So Verstappen's been told stay in single file. Right, now we're just waiting for Charles Leclerc to decide that it's time to restart the race then. So he's backing up the pack. Look out, everyone's backed up now. He's got to gun it now, and he has. Charles Leclerc's gone then, and they're coming around the final corner. Is anyone going to get a run into turn one? Oh, Sainz is already going pretty defensive. Has Verstappen got a run on him? No, he's all right. So Sainz, look at the porpoising as he's coming down the main straight. No one's going for a move then into turn one. So all the positions keep the same. But we get DRS in 2 laps, and then we're going to see some moves. So it is still Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton, Perez, Russell, Norris, Ricciardo, Ocon, Gasly, and Alonso, the top 10. Come on then, the lads. Oh, I tell you what, yeah, Verstappen, he's not going to let Leclerc get away. I'll tell you that now. He's got it. This is the crucial thing. He's got to remain within a second behind him. And then when he gets the DRS, mate, party is started. I tell you what, the Mercedes is bouncing a bit, but that Ferrari, man, the Ferrari it is the worst for the porpoising, worse than the Mercedes, but it's still rapid. It's still rapid. So the thing is, Mercedes can't say, oh, well, we've got the porpoising, that's why we're slow. Nah, mate, the Ferrari's got the porpoising, fastest car on the grid. So there's more to it. There's a bigger picture for Mercedes, why they're not exactly on the pace. But, you know, I'm slating Mercedes, they're 3rd and 5th. You know, it's hardly, you know, it's not an absolute shocker, is it? 3rd and 5th. They're doing all right. Red Bull 2nd and 4th, but Leclerc fastest lap then. Verstappen 8 tenths behind. He needs to keep it within that second. And they've already dropped, the top 2 have already dropped Lewis by 2.5 seconds in the space of a lap. So, mate, this is absolutely crucial. Look at Leclerc bouncing around. It's absolutely crucial for Perez to pass Hamilton. That's make or break for his weekend. He's got to pass him now. The longer Lewis can keep Perez behind, the more Perez will become detached from the battle ahead, and therefore he'll play second fiddle. Then he'll be put on a different strategy. They'll have to throw a curveball. They'll have to maybe go long on the tyres, go for a different strategy. You know, they've got to roll the dice with Perez if he finds himself. You know what I mean? If he doesn't pass Lewis Hamilton now, give it another 10 laps, Perez will be like 30 seconds off the lead. You know, 20 seconds off the lead, and from there you're in a different ball game. Then you're not in the fight then. So absolutely critical for Mercedes. Obviously, keeping behind, isn't it? Keep your P3 at all costs. What are we saying? Leclerc to win the race unless DRS comes into place last lap. Right, yeah. The race being decided in the last lap is not a common thing. Although it happened in the final race last year and the last race a couple of weeks ago. The race being decided in the final lap is a golden nugget. That is a once every few years kind of thing. I don't expect that every week. Lewis having to go defensive into turn 11. This is the battle. This is the battle. Hamilton against Perez for 3rd. And Leclerc's out of the Leclerc's far enough ahead of Verstappen that Verstappen won't get DRS. You've got to be within a second to get the DRS. Mate, 1.4. Leclerc looking rapid out front. Here comes Perez on Hamilton, then gets close, but not close enough to make a move. Now, can he line him up down into turn 3? He's got the DRS. Is he going to go for it? Oh, he's looking quick. Oh, he's going down the inside. It's Sergio Perez. Oh, he's got it. Perez up into 3rd. Hamilton trying round the outside, but can't get it done. And Perez up into P3 then. So it's Leclerc from Verstappen and Perez, both Red Bulls in the top 3 then. Mercedes 4th and 5th. McLaren 6th and 7th. That was critical for Perez. That now can he catch up to the leading duo now. That's the thing for Perez. But so Hamilton's gone from 5th to 3rd and now back down to 4th. And now we see Carlos Sainz walking back to his garage. What a shocker he's had. I tell you what, look at the two McLarens here behind George Russell. I tell you what, here's one for you. A McLaren faster than Mercedes. Oh, I tell you what, looking at this picture here, I would say yes. Oh, Vettel's off onto the gravel. He's back on the circuit again. Little excursion there, but the thing is, he's brought a load of stones onto the circuit now. Look at this then, the two Mercedes being hunted down by the two McLarens. You know, this McLaren look quicker, man. McLaren look quicker than Mercedes. What? I never would have I didn't see that coming on my Thursday preview, I'll tell you that. Here's a replay for Sebastian Vettel, then goes wide in turn 11, a bit like Alonso he did in quali. Doesn't hit the wall though, keeps out of the wall, goes across the gravel and rejoins. So Sebastian Vettel unfortunately is stone dead last, but the thing is he's had no time in the car. You know, I don't think the car was that reliable in testing. So didn't do a mountain of laps in testing. Misses the first 2 races because of COVID. Misses practice sessions here because of this, that, and the other reliability issues. Jumps in the car for qualifying after not driving for a month. Crashes. Starts last. Spinning. Oh, Vettel, mate. Yeah, just get to the checker flag in it, and then build on their Imola in 2 weeks' time. This is just a testing session for Vettel. It's just a practice one. But look at the McLarens then. Hamilton, Russell, Norris, Ricciardo is the battle. That's looking like the battle today. Ooh, Verstappen complaining of tyre wear then on lap 12 out of 58. Wow. I tell you what. Oh, and we're just seeing a replay. Max Verstappen locking up in the second last corner then. To the other races. Yeah, man. The thing is, they might have these 4 DRS zones, mate, but McLaren are not pulling moves left, right and centre here, 4 DRS zones or not. But I tell you what, Ricciardo's looking closer to Norris than Norris is to Russell. Give you that one for free. And Russell almost in the DRS zone of Hamilton then. But the thing is, you're going to get a DRS train where the McLarens won't get the benefit of DRS because they've all got DRS. Do you know what I mean? Replaying Mick Schumacher then in the turn 9 and 10. Oh, he's gone. Ooh. Mate, he's lucky. Mate, he's lucky not to spin round there. He's got away with one there. But yeah, the commentator's just asking like, where's the pace gone from Haas? I'm thinking the same thing, mate. Think how rapid Magnussen was in the first 2 races. All of a sudden, we come to round 3 and he's 13th. Mick Schumacher 15th. With his first 2 races a misrepresentation? Is this where they really are, or is this the odd one out? And really, they're a top 10. They're a top 10 car, and this is an odd one out, and they're just a bit poor around Australia. Maybe in Imola, Haas will be back on it, but at the minute they've not got the pace. Also, Also, I would have expected, considering how rapid the cars looked, I would have expected Valtteri Bottas to make a bit more progress than he has done. Started, I think, 12th and stays 12th for now. The two Alpines, 8th and 10th. The thing is, it's a shame for Alonso because he had the car in quali to mix it with the big boys at the front. Whoa, we're just seeing, as I mentioned, Valtteri Bottas not making progress. He was giving it a go at some progress there. Entering into battle with Yuki Tsunoda there down into turn 3. They nearly collided. He had to stamp on the brakes rapid then to avoid a collision. What a beautiful circuit this is, man. This is a bucket list circuit for me, this. It's standing there, turn 9, and they come through like full chat, mate. And you can see, like, if you're stood at turn 9 and 10 in Melbourne, you're going to see downforce, like visually see downforce. Like these cars just look like, if you're stood there watching Formula 1 cars through, they're going to look like they defy physics, mate. Just like, that's the place to be. That is the place to be. Definitely. It's like being at Maggots and Beckett's in Silverstone. You're going to see downforce with your naked eye, lad. And there's nothing beats that. Mercedes have got it covered at the minute. Mick Schumacher in the pits then. Obviously with going wide, and that is for my tyres are done. Leclerc being told then to extend his stint by 5 laps. So say if they plan to pit him on lap 17, now they're telling him, mate, lap 22. But obviously we don't know what lap they plan to bring Leclerc in, but whatever lap they planned for a pit stop, they've added 5 laps to that. So they're just telling Charles, we're going a bit longer, mate. We're going a bit longer. You've got to nurse these tyres a bit longer than what we planned for. But I can't lie, not a hell of a lot of action. Not a hell of a lot of action on track at the minute. Leclerc has absolutely checked out of the front. He's put a 7-second... Oh, here we go then. Bottas versus Tsunoda into turn 1. Yeah, Bottas has done him then, so Bottas up into P11 now. Just outside the points, and it looks like Kevin Magnussen is lining up Tsunoda, thinks about the move into turn 3, but doesn't go for it yet. But Tsunoda starting to go backwards then. Bottas up into 11th. Oh, K-Mag's right behind Tsunoda. Tsunoda must be struggling on the tyres. Magnussen on the hard tyre, actually. Yeah, that is close. Here they're coming then into the... Oh! Magnussen's had to go right across the grass. Oh, that's going to cost him big time. I tell you what, Magnussen's... That was crazy, that. He nearly went for the move. He nearly went for the move at like 200 mile an hour into the flat out turn 9. Like, are you okay? Like, are you okay, mate? What are you doing? You just, at that point there, you just got to just ease back a little bit, follow him through there, and then get him down into turn 11. But whoa, he was thinking about the move, a little bit of a panic moment, and then he's had to go right across the grass. He's lost the position to Zhou Guanyu, so he's got to repass him. trying to gain a position. He's lost a position. But yeah, as I was saying, just before we cut to Bottas overtaking Tsunoda, mate, what I was saying is Leclerc's checked out at the front. 8 seconds is the lead now. Ferrari rapid, mate. But I wouldn't have said that Mercedes had been able to hold on to 4th and 5th, but they're looking all right. Are Mercedes starting to get it together this season? Looks like it. Ocon in the pits then, that's a bit of a slow stop, that. The rear left. Yeah, the rear left was a bit slow on there. Cost him about 1.5 seconds, which is an absolute chasm in Formula 1. Let me sort that out. On board with Fernando Alonso then. Alonso looking quick. Like I said before, he should have started further up the grid than Box. Right, now here come the pit stops. Here come the pit stops on lap 19 then. Verstappen is in from P2. So that puts Perez up into P2 then. So Verstappen's the first of the big boys to take a pit stop. Promotes the McLarens then. And Verstappen back out in P7. Just about, I think. Oh, you don't. I tell you what, that AlphaTauri's going to get. Yeah, AlphaTauri's going to get a run here. Pierre Gasly. Oh, and here comes Fernando Alonso then. Alonso down the outside of Pierre Gasly. Go on, the lad. Alonso up into P8. Up into P8 for Alonso then. He took that opportunity then. Alonso just pounced on that opportunity with Verstappen slow out of the pits. It sort of gave Gasly a run on Verstappen. Didn't quite take it, but Alonso certainly took it. You don't need to invite Fernando Alonso twice, that's for sure. Oh, that was close. You just seeing that replay on board with Alonso, that was close, that was millimetres. Look at this then. I am absolutely gobsmacked. Lewis Hamilton is catching Perez, and he's. I tell you what, Lewis Hamilton. Oh my God, the Mercedes is quick. What the hell? I tell you what, the Mercedes is coming live. Lewis is up for repassing Perez. You would have thought once Perez has passed him, dusted. Mate, Mercedes looking good in the race. They've got serious race pace. I tell you what, mate, never count them out. The 8-time world champions, Mercedes. Whoa, tell you what, don't write them off yet. Do not write them off yet. Hamilton looking rapid then. Right, Perez pits then. Oh, Lewis didn't need that really. I mean, it sets Lewis free, but So Perez in the pit then, as well as Lando Norris. Perez and Norris pit then on lap 21. I wonder if Mercedes are going to react straight away and bring Lewis in now. Oh, Verstappen pitted, lad. Verstappen pitted. Verstappen's the first one to pit. Now everyone else is reacting to him. Norris comes back out in P12 then, just ahead of Alex Albon, who's yet to stop. 50 quid raid? What do you mean 50 quid raid? I ain't paying no one 50 quid for no raid. Well, unless it's a fucking someone F1 related. Well then, yeah. Get my wallet out, innit? 50 quid. Is it a Demcast raid? Right. Just call it a cretin raid, lad. Never mind a 50 quid raid. That's a cretinous raid, that, if you're raiding through a fucking Demcast. Here comes Ricciardo into the pits then, reacting to his teammate. This could be close, this with the two McLarens. And where they're not reacting with the Mercedes guys. They're not bringing the Mercedes into the pits, which surprises me. I thought they would react straight away to Perez coming in. Here comes Daniel Ricciardo coming out of the pits, and Norris has got him covered, mate. The undercut, yeah. The undercut works, but the Williams, here comes, and Lance Stroll's going to take advantage of this. Oh my God, they're going to be 3 wide into turn 3 here. Oh, look at this, and they are 3 wide into turn 3. Alexander Albon trying it round the outside. Oh no. There comes the Aston Martin, then Lance Stroll takes advantage of that. And Stroll up to P11 then. And Vettel 13 for the minute then. Yeah, these guys are yet to stop though. When they stop, mate, they'll be at the back. But, whoa, making the most of it there was Lance Stroll. Up into P11, and now we see the Ferrari pit stop ready. So Leclerc in the pits then, he should come out easily in the lead. That was a rapid stop as well. That's going to be like a 2.7 second pit stop for Charles Leclerc. Perfect. Yes, Dixon, developer Ray D. Led. Get in. Raiders, don't forget, innit? Yeah, Raiders. You know what I mean? But if you're a Formula 1 fan, you know what I mean? If you're into Formula 1, then do consider subscribing, because I will be doing watch-alongs of every single qualifying, every single Grand Prix, preview shows, review shows, prediction shows, highlight shows, the full lot. Bottas in the pits then. Look at this train of cars we're seeing. The 2 Aston Martins, Alexander Albon, Esteban Ocon on the back of that train. Here we go then. So Hamilton is ahead of Perez. They're now 5th and 6th. I tell you what, that Mercedes looking good in the race, but Perez all over him now. Oh, what a battle this is. Oh, Perez coming side by side. Oh, this is going to be a dangerous one. Oh, they're going, oh, he's done him. Oh, Perez passes Lewis Hamilton round the outside into turn 9. Wow, here comes Lewis back again then. Oh, this is fantastic. Oh no, safety car. What has happened? We're yet to find out. Oh, Vettel's broken down. Vettel stopped out on track. Oh, that deprived us of a great battle then. Vettel stopped out on track. I just saw a shot of debris then before it cuts away to Russell in the pits. Yeah, Mercedes pulled a blinder there. Safety car, bang. Russell in the pits, bang. Look at that. Russell has just jumped the pair of them. Right, Russell has now effectively jumped Perez and Hamilton. Russell's in a podium position. Russell is podium position now. What an absolute tactical masterclass. Well, it was just a bit lucky, to be fair. But look, there's contact there. There's debris all over. Has Vettel crashed then? See, initially it looked like he's just broken down, but no, mate, looking at that, he's wrapped it up. Here we go for a replay then. Sebastian Vettel, turn 3. Comes round turn 4, loses the back end, bang. I've seen, no, it's not that unusual, Martin. I've seen that a few times. Just coming round turn 4. Martin Brundle saying that's unusual. No, it's not, lad. I've seen that a few times. Comes round to, look at how he's carrying on. I seen that in 2009. And I seen Pastor Maldonado do that in like 2013, something like that. Yeah, they come out. It comes out of turn 4, and just there's a little bit of an exit curb, and he's just gone beyond that. Boom, lost the rear end, and before you even can blink, bang, you're in the wall. Game over. Race done. Vettel is out. Span out having a post-race beer. What a post-race beer. What time will that be? Like 7:45 or something. Are you off your bonds? Yeah. Are you two still going to be going, are you? I'll jump in. If you're still on the resurrection thing, yeah, I'll jump in it if you're still going, but I can just imagine clicking on the link, getting in, and then Denver's just there like you've gone. I could just imagine you're gone, Jordan, and it's just Denver on his own heart. And that was really like, there's no point in this. But we've just seen a replay of Perez round the outside of Lewis Hamilton. Look at this for a move. Look at this for a move. He's gone really deep, so it gives Lewis a chance to come back at him. Oh, and then they call safety car, man. That was such bad timing. We would have had Hamilton and Perez side by side into turn 11. What a battle that was, but been cut off. 8 a.m. set lined up. I'll be in there, definitely be in. Yeah, 8 a.m. set, that sounds about right, that. Live and kicking, good, lad. Go on, the lads. Right, what's the sit rep? Let's have a little. Right, now we've got a little bit of a half time. Let's have a little bit of a sit rep now. Right. So Leclerc, whatever advantage Leclerc had built up, mate, forget about it. They're going to be nose to tail now. Leclerc from Verstappen. Russell up into P3, Alonso P4, but I don't think Alonso's stopped yet. I'm pretty sure, actually. Alonso hasn't pitted, so even though Alonso's P4 at the minute, it's not it's a bit of a fake P4, you know what I mean? Because he's gonna drop back when he inevitably has to make his pit stop. He's gonna drop back. But at the moment, up in P4, Perez 5th, Hamilton 6th, Magnussen 7th. I assume Kevin Magnussen hasn't stopped either, hence his top 7 position, because he was down in about 14th or something. Oh. Yeah, the Mercedes team just informing Lewis that George Russell's now ahead of him because of the pit stop under the safety car. Lewis not happy with that. Lewis not happy with his teammate being ahead of him, mate. Ooh, not happy with that. Young George Russell. P3 at the minute. A podium's on, especially with Mercedes looking quick in race pace. Russell could bag a podium here, you know what I mean? I did my predictions on Friday, mate. Never come to me for predictions on this, which is what I love. I love that it's not predictable. But my predictions was that Mercedes weren't even going to be in the top 10. Like, they're like 3rd and 5th. What do I know about this? Nothing. No, it's good that it's unpredictable. That's what you want. If I could predict 10th through to 1st correct every week, then it's boring, isn't it? Then it's boring. You want it unpredictable. But safe to say, I didn't expect Mercedes to look quite as good as they do, to be honest. Come on, let's get this underway. Yes, so the safety car will end. This is the final safety car lap, and then we're going to get back underway. Yes, Kim, pint off. I've never had a pint off, and I probably won't have a pint off, especially with Denver. You can rest assured of that. I will swerve any kind of pint off with a man who lives for a pint off, mate. That's like getting in a go-kart and saying, Lewis, I'll beat you around here in a go-kart. Nah, mate, you're deluded. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. I'd be deluded. Look at the setting, mate. Look, it's what a beautiful backdrop that is. In fact, that shot that we're seeing now is basically the shot I've got. Yeah, beautiful. Definitely a bucket list race, this. So we've seen a replay on board with... Oh my God, Mick Schumacher almost crashed behind the safety car then. How he's got away with that. He's literally millimetres away from crashing into someone behind the safety car then. He's Mick Schumacher. Oh my God. Look at Alonso up there in P4. Go on. The old boy Fernando Alonso still got it, lad. Here we go then. Leclerc versus Verstappen. We're going to get this race back underway then. We're about the halfway point, lap 26 then. And here we go, green flag, safety car is in, and we are back racing at the Australian Grand Prix. And I tell you what, Verstappen's got to run. Verstappen has got to run. He's going to go side by side with Charles Leclerc into turn one. Oh, this is going to be dangerous, lads. Keep it clean, lads. Oh, Leclerc keeps onto the position. But I tell you what, Verstappen's going to get him into turn three. I tell you now. And George Russell's pretty close as well. But here comes Max Verstappen then. He's looking down the inside, turns to the outside. Oh, and Charles Leclerc keeps the position. And I tell you what, Lewis Hamilton's lost positions. To Perez. George Russell up into third, but Verstappen had a run then. He had to make the most of it. He had to get the move done there. And then, because the Ferrari's quicker, he'll dust now. Leclerc will disappear now. That was Verstappen's chance then. Ooh, side by side into turn one. Oh, you love to see at least no contact. Nothing dirty. They didn't shove each other off. Look at this then. Russell having to defend into turn 9 against Fernando Alonso. Yeah, as if you're going to go for it there. Oh, Russell, Alonso, Perez, Hamilton, and flipping Kevin Magnussen up to 7th at the minute, but yet to stop. 2 McLaren's 8th and 9th at the minute. Oh, what a restart that was. I thought Verstappen were going to get him then. But look, see, he had to get the move done there and then, because now Leclerc's dusted. The gap's already 1.2. You've got to be within a second to get DRS, so Leclerc's already safe. Out front from Verstappen. Russell held on to third then. Alonso 4th. Perez up to 5th. Hamilton 6th. And here we see Lando Norris having a look into turn 3. But I tell you what, they were lucky to get away with that side by side into turn 1. It's not the widest track in the world, but nice few battles going on here then. I fancy the McLarens to pass Magnussen pretty quickly, and I'd fancy Perez. On Alonso pretty soon here, with Alonso yet to pit. Which is a big disadvantage now that Alonso's not pitted. It's a big disadvantage because now the pack is all bunched up. When the pack's spread out, you take your pit stop, you might only lose a handful of positions. But for example, if Alonso pits now, because everyone's bunched up, maybe he'd be stone dead last if he pits now. So he's got to hold on to the tyres for another dozen laps so that everyone spreads out, so that when he does pit, you know, he might still be in the top 10 or something, because you can't just pit now, mate. You last. So that's the big disadvantage he's got now. Whereas the other guys can kick on. They've done their pit stop out of the way. They've done it. They can kick on. And some of them are going to the end now. One stop might be the way to do this Australian Grand Prix. Russell showing his quality, yeah, Jordan. Yeah, he's good, is Russell. Yeah, I hope he does well there, young George Russell. But he did get lucky though. He got lucky with the safety car come out, and if you pit when the safety car comes out, if you manage to time it right, then you get a cheaper pit stop because you're losing because everyone's going slow because the safety car's called. Then everyone's going slower around the circuit. So if you take your pit stop whilst everyone else is going slower, you're losing less than when everyone's at full drill, at full speed, and you take your pit stop. You're going to lose a lot more because everyone's doing 200 mile an hour down the straights. But if you pit when the safety car's out, hey, everyone's only doing 50 mile an hour down the straights. You're losing a lot less time. Therefore, it becomes a cheap pit stop. You lose a lot less time. And that's what Russell got. He got a perfectly cheap pit stop and puts in P3. I hope I've explained that good. But here we come then for Perez versus Alonso for P4. Perez down the inside then into turn 3. Nice pass from Sergio Perez then up into P4. Sorry, did I say P3? Up into P4. And he'll be hunting down George Russell now. But Leclerc's rapid. Verstappen had to get it done at the restart. Will he get another chance in this race? Maybe not. Maybe that was Verstappen's chance. Leclerc looking rapid. Leclerc odds on now to win 2 out of the first 3 races. When was the last time Ferrari did that? 07, baby. Yeah, it'll be Alonso versus Hamilton soon if Hamilton's still got the pace. But the thing is, Alonso trying to hang on to these tyres now. He's just going to fade and fade and fade until he eventually calls it a day. And pits. Will he pit this lap? Fernando Alonso, no, stays out. Should be easy meet this for Lewis then, but you can never say that about Fernando Alonso. 40 years old, Fernando Alonso doesn't bother defending that one. Whoa! Yeah, Hamilton down the inside then takes 5th place. Do you know? I thought then that there was a problem with the Mercedes, that the floor was like that there was some serious sparks from the floor, but it's actually a little ride height sensor, little laser thing on the front of the floor. Look, yo, but he has scraped that. He scraped the floor of that car all the way down the middle of the track then. I don't know what that's about. Running a bit too low to the ground there, I would say. It's a mad one. Just like he's literally cut a groove into the circuit. What's going on there? But anyway, Lewis up into P5 then. So Mercedes 3rd and 5th. Wow. I did not see that coming on Thursday night, tell you that for a fact. Yeah, Martin just saying, Verstappen's only chance now is to pit again and then be rapid on new tyres and then force Ferrari into the decision. That is the only way Verstappen wins this race. Unless Leclerc obviously breaks down or crashes, something unusual happens to Leclerc. But if Leclerc has a clean race now, mate, he's got it covered. So Red Bull have got to throw the dice with Verstappen. Perhaps pit him again. Put on a set of softs, or maybe the softs. Well, maybe if there's like 10, 12 laps to go, yeah, bang on a set of softs. But maybe put on a set of fresh mediums or something like that, and then just like hunt the driller down. Like literally, he'd be like 30 seconds behind, and like 15 laps left, for example, and he'll just have to be rapid, and he might claw back the time that he lost and then some, if you see what I mean. So it might be worth taking an extra pit stop for Verstappen. Red Bull might roll the dice in this scenario, because if it just stays as it is, if Red Bull don't roll the dice and they stay with the same strategy that they're on, you ain't challenging Leclerc for victory. You just ain't. Here comes Perez then, hunting down George Russell for the final podium place. Also, is this Lando Norris on Kevin Magnussen down into turn 3? Then they're going to be side by side. This is for P7. Oh, he's trying it round the outside. Kevin doesn't give him the space though. Kevin doesn't give an inch, as he shouldn't. But Perez still behind Russell then. I thought he would have got that done into turn 3. But it is still Leclerc, Verstappen, Russell, Perez, Hamilton, Alonso. Then you've got Magnussen 7th, but I think yet to stop. I tell you what, that McLaren's close. McLaren 8th and 9th. I think I did predict them to get 9th and 10th actually. So, but they might finish better than that. McLaren might get sort of a 6th and 7th. I think 6th and 7th is on for McLaren this afternoon, which fair play, mate. That's a good finish, especially considering where they were a few weeks ago in Bahrain, like pretty much last and slowest. McLaren looking good, looking a lot better. Here come the McLarens then. 2 McLarens hunting down Kevin Magnussen for P7, and Norris gets the job done. Ricciardo has a look, but doesn't go for it into turn 1. He'll have a look now though. Heading down to turn 3 then. It's going to be Magnussen versus Daniel Ricciardo. Keep it clean, boys. Nah, we're alright. Magnussen keeps on to P8 for now, but he's going to drop like a stone on those old tyres. He's going to drop like a stone now. And Alonso as well probably fall back into this battle as well. Alonso and Magnussen haven't stopped yet. Look at Alexander Albon in P10. Obviously hasn't stopped yet. But they'll obviously not going to be the finishing positions. Yeah, look at Charles Leclerc there. He's got smooth running there. He's pulled out 4.5 seconds on Verstappen as Leclerc out front. But the battle is for P3 then. George Russell being hunted down by Sergio Perez. Coming down into turn 3. I don't think he's going to be close enough on this lap. But you feel like it's inevitable. But in the first stint, Perez's pace dropped off so quick on those tyres. His pace dropped off so quick. 1 minute Perez was 5 seconds ahead of Hamilton or even more, and the next minute you watch other battles, you watch other little duels going on. You cut back to Perez and Hamilton, and Hamilton had closed right back up. Perez's pace dropped off so quickly at the end of the first stint that just gets me thinking, will that happen again? He's looking strong now against Russell, but will it last? And Ricciardo now, a lap later, does get the move done on Kevin Magnussen. So the McLaren's up into 7th and 8th now. Race leader Charles Leclerc 5 seconds on Max Verstappen. Verstappen another few seconds ahead of Russell, but here's the move then. Ooh, Perez has a look into turn 1 on George Russell. George being told to not really race him, which is, what a boring radio message that is. looking after your tyres is more important than keeping position against Perez. Oh, mate, let him race, man. Nah, you gotta fight for it regardless, I think. Oh yeah, Mick Schumacher might get a slap on the wrist for that. He nearly crashed under the safety car. Oh, George Russell was sort of on the cutting across the grass then. Just slightly touched the grass. He's still kept the position into turn 9 and 10. But is he going to be passed into turn 11? Russell goes defences then side by side into turn 11. And Perez goes round the outside. He's run a little bit wide. Whoa, and George Russell drifts round the corner. But Perez has got the move done then. 2 Red Bulls in the top 3 now, 2nd and 3rd. Mercedes 4th and 5th. Go on, George. Stick with him, lad. Stick with him. Yeah, go on, George. Stick with him, lad. Oh, look at that. Thinks about a move around the outside of turn 9. Nothing doing. And then just lines him up there. Looking at a replay. Lines him up. Dives around the outside. And he's already got the move done by the time they break into turn 11. Whoa. That was nice. Nice move from Perez and up into 3rd. As we cut to the midfield battle here with Magnussen, Albon, Ocon, Stroll, Bottas, Gasly, Schumacher, Zhou. They're all nose to tail from 9th. From flipping heck, from like 9th to 18th. Yeah, like 9th, look, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, at least like 9th to 16th are nose to tail. Bottas has not had the weekend that he would have been hoping for here. I mean, I think Bottas was P6 in the first race, and then looked quick in Saudi Arabia. That, you know, the Alfa Romeo looking quick. In Saudi Arabia, he had a reliability issue, didn't finish the race, but the car looked good. And then here the Alfa Romeo outside the points. Whoa. Double defensive move from Lance Stroll there. Change of direction in the braking zone, not allowed. But that was a bit touch and go there, a bit on the limit in terms of defence from Lance Stroll there, defending P12. They're not even in the points, these guys, man. Yeah, 9th to 16th is nose to tail. Look at all this lot. Thing is, some of these guys I don't think have had a pit stop yet. I'd be surprised if Albon's pitted sitting P10. You see, it doesn't tell you, you haven't got a graphic to tell you who's pitted, who hasn't at the minute. Or tail to nose. Nah, nose to tail, 100. Nah, tail to nose is not a thinking. Maybe you can make it a thing. Oh! Verstappen's retired from the race! Reigning world champion Max Verstappen's out! Oh my god! 2 DNFs in the first 3 races for Max Verstappen. It's an absolute disaster. He needs the points. He desperately needs the points with Leclerc. With Leclerc getting a first, second, and looking like another win. Mate, Leclerc is bagging serious points every week. And Verstappen is 2 DNFs in the first 3 races. Oh, this is big drama. Look, there's a fire. His engine's on fire. They're saying get the fire extinguisher in there, lads. Oh, Verstappen's out, man. Oh, this is a massive dent in the championship. This is a massive, massive dent in the championship. To not finish two out of the first three races, mate. You're coming from a long way back now. Max is coming from a long. Max is going to come from well behind in the championship now. Leclerc's going to have like a 40, 50 point, like a 40 point advantage. Oh, mate, this is massive. I know we're really early on, like this is round 3 out of 23. But I feel like this is massive. I feel like that's a massive moment. You can't be DNF. Yeah, telling you Leclerc. Yeah. I predicted Leclerc. Well, 80% of people would have said Leclerc to win the race. You know what I mean? But tell you what, Leclerc maybe for the flipping championship after that. I can't. They'll be gutted, man. You just don't DNF. I swear, last year. Oh, mate, that's a massive blow. That. Yeah, Ted. Exactly. This is what Ted Cross is saying. 2 DNFs in the first 3 races. Mate, you'd have to look back in the record books to find a world champion who DNF'd 2 out of the first 3 races. You would have to look back 70 years to find that kind of driller. It just does not happen. You've got to have reliability. That is the absolute crux. You can't be breaking down, man. You can have the fastest car on the grid. You have the fastest car in the world, but if you ain't finishing the race, you're nothing. What a shocker! That I can't believe it. I don't think Red Bull had a reliability issue last year. He had a couple of crashes because he was battling with Hamilton. He had a couple of DNFs because of the raw wheel-to-wheel fight he had with Lewis over a 23 race season. But I can't remember Verstappen like last year breaking down with an engine problem or something. I don't recall that in the last couple of years. And it's happened twice in the first 2 races this year. And by all means, Alonso getting close there. Alonso fighting Mick Schumacher for P12 there. But it's an unusual one because on paper they've got the same engine. Like even though Honda have stepped back and it's become like a Red Bull engine, it's still the same thing. So it shouldn't. But they've got some problems that they didn't have last year. You can't win a championship, mate, if you're not finishing the races. Not a hope. Not a hope. Max I is a shocker. How did he go out? I don't even know how he went out. I love that Matty's asking Jordan because I'm just rambling on. So Matty, instead of asking me, he's asking Jordan how did he go out because this guy's just rambling on. I'm not going to get an answer from this guy. I'll have to ask someone else in the chat. I'm just on a waffle thing. Raw waffle one. But that promotes, don't worry about... Perez told, don't worry about Max. Instead of asking the pro. Now Verstappen went out with some sort of engine failure. His engine caught on fire, so you know that says it all really. It was pretty dramatic, but exactly what the problem is, mate, nobody knows at the moment, but let's call it an engine failure for now. Until further information comes out in a few hours. But he's gone, mate. Can't can't believe it. Reigning world champion Max Verstappen fails to finish 2 out of the first 3 races. That is the headline. That is the headline, really. But meanwhile, in the race, Leclerc, 13-second lead now over Sergio Perez. It's promoted Mercedes to 3rd and 4th. McLaren 5th and 6th as it stands. Pretty good. Look at this. Alexander Albon in the Williams in P7 at the moment. As we're looking at the battle from P9 down to 14th. All nose to tail from 9th to 14th. Verstappen back in the garage then. Oh, he's going to be absolutely... Mate. He's going to be absolutely devastated, mate. The thing is, they've got a quick car, Red Bull, but if you can't finish, mate, you'd be gutted. "15 laps to go then of the 2022 Australian Grand Prix. Seeing a replay of yeah, you see, this is it. I called it at the time. 5-second penalty for Lance Stroll for weaving twice in the braking zone. I said at the time as a bit of a joke, actually. You can't be changing direction. You can't be changing direction in the braking zone. I said that as a bit of a sort of a, but he'll get away with it sort of thing. But he's not got away with it. He's got a 5-second penalty. As we see another penalty dished out there, just missed that. It flashed up on the screen, rapid that did. But someone else is in trouble as well. But yeah, look at this battle going on here. Stroll, Gasly, Bottas, Schumacher. Come on, Mick, lad. I'd love Mick to scrape a point or 2 out of this. Albon up there in P7 yet to say, yeah. Go on, Alex. Big race for Alex Albon. This up in P7. He's got to make a pit stop yet, Alex. That's the downside. But fair play, man. Fair play. You know, he's sitting there in a Williams, which is probably the worst car. I mean, it could be the Aston Martin, but he's sitting there in a Williams in a slow car, mate. He's up in P7 at the moment. You have your 15 minutes of fame, innit? Yeah, no weaving when defending. You're alright weaving. You're not going to be... You can't weave in the braking zone twice, lad. Like, there's a limit to the thing. You can't just do what you want. Oh, he's defending again down the inside. Lance Stroll still hands onto the position. Lance Stroll versus Pierre Gasly down into turn 3 then. Pierre Gasly's going to set him up here. Oh, the side-by-side into turn 3. He's trying it round the outside. He's going to try the switchback then into turn 4. Doesn't work out. Lance Stroll still holds on to the position, but they're all close up behind then. Bottas looking to pounce on this fight, as well as Alonso, Mick Schumacher and Zhou Guanyu as well, right up there with him. But Lance Stroll looks a bit of a sitting duck here in P9. So there's a couple of championship points to be had for these guys. You know, they're not just fighting over P17, these lot. They're fighting over world championship points, which is crucial for these teams. I mean, especially Aston Martin after the start of the season they've had. They would love a 9th place. They would absolutely love a 9th place. Look like a car locked up the engine when, yeah, Leclerc's won it, yeah, man, yeah, Jordan. Leclerc's would love Hamilton to get pole. What do you mean? Pole positions when you qualify first on the grid, and you qualify at the front. That's pole. Is that what you mean? You'd love Hamilton to get pole? What, in Italy in 2 weeks' time? Yeah, so would I. That'd be a turn up for the bugs. But I'm not sure that's entirely what you mean. But second DNF, yeah, Chris, second DNF in 3 races for Verstappen. Absolute nightmare of a start of the season. But great midfield battles today. Great midfield battles. We saw a little bit of action for the lead after the restart. Look at these battles here. Mick Schumacher goes a bit wide there. We've seen a replay of Schumacher going a bit wide in turn 3 and Alonso taking full advantage. A replay now of Kevin Magnussen diving down the inside of an Alpha Tauri. But there's still no details here, guys. Midfield battle is where it's at today. Stroll, Gasly, Bottas, Alonso, Schumacher, Zhou. Yeah, Jordan might mean podium. Yeah, you might. Yeah, you do mean podium, Jordan. But I think what's the gap? What's the gap between two Mercs? About a second and a half. And Stroll's still he's having to defend into turn 1 every single lap is Lance Stroll. But Gasly's got to go for it now. He's got to line him up like a peach here. He's not oh, Gasly has a look down the inside, but there's still, look at them all piling up to overtake Stroll here. They're all queuing up here for P9, I tell you. That's 6 of them queuing up. But Gasly just can't get the move done. Oh, here we go. Tyres. How long the tyres have... Alonso could come through in the end. Alonso's the one that's got to make the moves, man. Alonso in P12 on fresh medium tyres against all these guys on 28, 25 lap old mediums, 30 lap old mediums. Alonso on fresh... Sorry, they're all on old hard tyres. Alonso on a fresh set of mediums, he's got to be making moves. He's got to be doing bits now. Alonso's got to be passing this lot. It's more crucial for him. Forget Gasly and Bottas and that. Alonso's got to be making the moves now on the fresh tyres. Yeah, that's what your brain meant. Yeah, your brain meant podium. Yeah. Love Lewis to get on the podium. Yeah, he might. I'd like to see George. I'd like to see George up there, actually. I don't think George Russell's had a genuine podium. He had a podium last year in Belgium, but it's not a real podium. That they didn't even race. Like the race was raw cancelled, and Russell got a podium by default. You know what I mean? It's not a real one. So it'd be good to see Russell get a legit podium. It would be his best. It would be his best finish of his career. That is for sure. I would have loved to have seen Russell fight for the championship. You know, when they signed him, I thought, oh, this is it now. You know, we're gonna get Russell in a championship fight. That's the dream. A 3-way championship. Well, it's a nice scenario if it was like Russell and Hamilton in the mix with Leclerc and Verstappen. I mean, Verstappen's going to have to come from a serious chunk of points behind, and with the Ferrari looking as quick as they are, it's a big deficit to make up. That this result, if it stays like this with 9 laps to go, 8 laps to go, you know, Verstappen will be jumped in the championship. The thing is, Sainz is out as well. So Sainz and Verstappen both out. Only one Ferrari and one Red Bull to finish the race as it stands. You know, if Mercedes pick up a bag of points in 3rd and 4th, they'll be happy with that. Lance Stroll being told to get on with it, to give it everything. Push to the max, forget the tyres. There's 8 laps to go, give it everything. I'd get brain farts too, Ray. I get brain farts. Everyone does. Stroll, Gasly, Bottas then for P9, but Alonso not making the ground. I thought you'd think Alonso on fresh mediums would be pulling moves left, right, and centre, but he ain't. Where's the Alpine qualifying pace gone? Fernando Alonso could have bagged like a top 4 on the grid on Saturday. Where's that pace gone? Here we go then. This has got to be it. Sparks are flying into turn 1. And now Gasly gets the move done on Stroll. But he's going to be a bit wide. Stroll might fancy it back. Then against Pierre Gasly. But here comes Valtteri Bottas. He's going to go side by side. No, he's not. Valtteri Bottas plays it cautious into turn 3 and stays P11. So Valtteri Bottas just outside of the points at the minute. Gasly up to 9th then. Pushes Stroll down to 10th. Albon's still up there yet to stop in P7. You know, take your minutes of fame. I remember Antonio Giovinazzi leading the Singapore Grand Prix because he was yet to stop. Like, it's not a he didn't genuinely lead the race, but mate, you want to take your 15 minutes of fame, innit? Antonio Giovinazzi led a race in Singapore, man. By default. Because everyone else pitted and he didn't. You know, now I'll stay out, innit? Have me 15 seconds of fame, have a bit of glory. This is what Albon's doing. He ain't going to finish 7th, but he spent most of the race in 7th, and he'll, you know what I mean? It gets him mentioned. It's better than racing an anonymous race in P16 for 58 laps, isn't it? You know what I mean? 58 laps in P17. Well, nah. As we see, Perez making a big mistake there on the second to last corner, goes very wide. It's a good job he's not racing, battling with anyone. And we see, they're all going off. See mistakes left, right and centre. Perez making a mistake in the second last corner, going wide. Going off the track, rejoining, and then seeing a replay of Mick Schumacher going wide. I think that was in turn 1. So few mistakes, but now we cut to the Mercedes guys. Podium fight then with 7 laps to go for the two Mercedes. As we see a replay of Bottas against Stroll. Then this is for P10. And Bottas gets it done into turn 1, round the outside of Lance Stroll then, who is dropping back now. He tried to hold on. He did hold on to P9 for a long time, didn't Lance Stroll. He's now just starting to fade in the closing stages. But this could be very interesting. The two Mercedes fighting for a podium with 6 laps to go could get a bit tasty, could get a bit nervous for the Mercedes crew and staff and team members, because they could enter into battle for the podium. As we see, Zhou Guanyu passes Fernando Alonso for P12, so Alonso's tyres just haven't lasted. He put on a fresh set of mediums and they've lasted like 15 laps and he's just dead. Look at that. And now he's been passed. Oh, he fancies the switchback on Kevin Magnussen. Side by side in turn 4. That's not ideal. Alonso gets pushed wide over the curb and has to surrender the position. Oh, Alonso's tyres are dead out here. He's dropping like a stone. What a shame, man. How this weekend has unravelled for Alonso. You know, there's 3 drivers been massively unlucky this weekend. Sainz, Verstappen, Alonso. You know, all 3 of them should have been in the top 5 in my book. All 3 of them should have been in the top 5. Sainz, Verstappen, Alonso. None of them have. 2 have retired, and Alonso might as well be the last. But this is for P3. This. Russell 1.3 ahead of Hamilton. If Hamilton gets within that second, oh, game on. But will he be told to hang back? Will they say, listen guys, you know, bring home a P3 and P4, like, don't risk it. Five laps to go then in the 2022 Australian Grand Prix. It's been a good race, not been as dramatic as the first two. The first two, you know, with proper fights for the battles for the lead, but still a good race. Still, I mean, the headlines for Verstappen breaking down, but still been a good race, but not the absolute barnstorming classic Grand Prix that we had. You know, Bahrain fighting for the lead, Saudi Arabia battling for the lead. Like, it went down to a drag race to the line in Saudi Arabia. So the first two have really treated us to 8 out of 10 races, 9 out of 10 rated races. Whereas this is more of a 6 out of 10 race, 5 out of 10 races. We got treated to a couple of 8 or 9 out of 10 races. You know what I mean? But every race can't be an absolute classic. Just like every football match isn't a 5-4 classic. Sometimes you get a 1-0, you know what I mean? Sometimes you might get a 0-0. Oh, Hamilton criticising the team now. It's not the team's fault. Hamilton criticising the team. You've put me in a really difficult position. Well, not really. It's just unlucky. You just had your pit stop. Then the safety car come out and it just benefited George Russell. It's just luck of the draw. Like the safety car benefited Verstappen in the season finale. It's just when the safety car comes out, mate. It either favours you or it doesn't. You can't. Can't be predicting that. I'll tell you what, we're seeing a few mistakes here this afternoon. Well, this afternoon if you're in Australia, but this morning we're seeing. Look at that. So Gasly's gone wide then. Made the same mistake as Perez in second to last corner. Outbraked himself, locked up, went wide, went off the circuit in the second last corner, and just gives Bottas a position. So Bottas up into P9. Oh, Alonso's last now. Alonso is down 17th and last with Verstappen, Vettel and Sainz out of the race. Leclerc has absolutely, let me just say this, Leclerc has absolutely walked this race. He's dominated this. There was a little side-by-side moment at the restart with Verstappen. I think that was like lap 26 or something. At the restart, Verstappen went side-by-side with him into turn 1. Apart from that, mate, Charles Leclerc has dominated this race from start to finish. He has got a 20-second lead on Sergio Perez. Absolutely dominated. And it's looking like, whilst Verstappen DNFs 2 out of the first 3 races, it's looking like Leclerc wins 2 out of the first 3 races. But it's not over yet. Got a couple of laps to go, but mate, Ferrari, especially Leclerc, looking solid. It'd be a nice podium this for George Russell. Hamilton's just dropped back a bit. So I tell you what, after 3 races, Russell will have like a 10-point lead on Hamilton in terms of points. We'll be like 10 points ahead of 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. He'd have taken that. You know what I mean? I mean, whether he'd been a championship fight this season, Russell or Hamilton, is a bit of a long shot. But Russell would definitely shake your hand there if someone said after the first 3 races you have bagged 10 more points than Lewis Hamilton. He'd have gone, I'll have a bit of that. But yeah, Leclerc has had a near, like they're saying, he's looked at the class of the field. He's had a near perfect Australian Grand Prix. Led it from pole position, as I predicted on Friday. Many others would have done, but I certainly didn't predict Mercedes 3rd and 4th, and I certainly didn't predict McLaren 5th and 6th. As we see Mick Schumacher overtaking his teammate Kevin Magnussen, then 13th and 14th for Haas. Look at this, Alexander Albon's not stopped. Albon's going to stop on the final lap then, because he has to, by regulation, you have to at least make 1 pit stop. So But fair play to Alexander Albon doing the entire race on a set of hard tyres. Fair enough, man. Leclerc's lapped everyone up to P12 then. Yeah. I mean, fair play to Albon. I mean, because he's got to do this pit stop at the end, he'll drop right down the field. He'll probably be like 14th or 15th. But fair play to Albon. Perez just asking his team he's still awake. He's obviously not heard anything on the team radio for a long time, because there's nothing to really say about Perez. Leclerc's 20 seconds up the road. Russell is like 5 seconds behind. You know what I mean? It's not. Albon in the pits then on the final lap. Where's he going to drop to? And Charles Leclerc crosses the line then. Leclerc wins the Australian Grand Prix. Wow, Charles Leclerc wins 2 out of the first 3 races. Here comes Sergio Perez then, who's going to pick up 2nd place. Has Albon got 10th? Has Albon got P10? Please tell me Albon's got a point in 10th. Please. Go on, Alex. Go on, Alex. I think Alex has got P10. Perez finishes 2nd. And George Russell gets on the podium. His first genuine podium. He did get sort of a default podium in Belgium last year, but first genuine podium for George Russell. Here come the McLarens, and they've been absolutely nose to tail for the entire Grand Prix of McLaren, who finish 5th and 6th. They'll take that. They'll take that. The podium then is Leclerc, Perez, Russell, Hamilton 4th, Norris 5th, Ricciardo finishes 6th. It's going to be Ocon P7, Bottas 8th. I think Albon has bagged a championship point by staying out the entire race and pitting on the last lap. I think Albon's picked up a point. Get in, Alex. Get in, Alex, if he's got a point there. He's showing us P10. He's showing us P10. He has finished 10th. Get him, Williams. Get him, Williams. What a strategy that is. That was an absolute... So Leclerc bags fastest lap as well. So 26 points for Charles Leclerc. Perez picks up 2nd. And Russell on the podium. Well, what a race for Charles Leclerc. He's looking good this year. Looking very strong this year. El Checo. Yes. Checo P2. He'd be happy with that. He couldn't have got better than that. Leclerc just dusted out front. But that's it. That's it. Tomorrow I'm thinking about doing a little bit of a review show, probably like 7 p.m. tomorrow. Just a quick live video, 5-10 minutes, just to go through the positions, like what I predicted and what actually happened, and just run through some of the positions. Quick little review show tomorrow. Then look out for the highlights of this. Not that many highlights, to be fair, to pick out from this one. And then I'll be back live about 10 days after that for the first of 2 Italian Grand Prix. The first one, Imola, and then there'll be an Italian Grand Prix in September. The real Italian Grand Prix is in September at Monza, but we are at Imola in 2 weeks' time. More reasonable times, that'll be 1-2 p.m. Rather than this 6 a.m. driller, but it's got to be done. We'll say, if you enjoyed the video, please do give me a like. Obviously, just getting going, so it is crucial. Every single like, every single, drop a comment. Any bit of interaction is vital for me to get going. And do consider subscribing if you are a fan of Formula One. You know, I'm going to be doing, like I say, I'm going to be doing watch along on every single qualifying session, every single race, as well as prediction shows, preview shows, reviews, highlights. You know, going to be on it this year. So please do consider subscribing. But that's all from me from Australia. Great race from Charles Leclerc. So lucky for Red Bull. Verstappen, 2 DNFs in the first 3. Wow. Good day for Mercedes, 3rd and 4th. As we see, Charles Leclerc wheeled into the winner's parking spot there. Number 1, Charles Leclerc. What a year is set to be for him. Fantastic. Peace out, guys. I'll be live again tomorrow night. Bit of a review. And then join me in 2 weeks for Imola round 4. I will see you all then. Bye for now, guys. See you later.